Ladies and gentlemen, there was a time in the 1970s where two major comic book characters were banned pretty well by Catholic priests or Catholic events. Kids were not allowed to bring the comic books to it. First was Deadman, the DC Comics character, the stuntman who basically dies and becomes a war to fight for good by entering bodies of people to basically convince them to follow the right path. But the second one, the Nicolas Cage version of Johnny Blaze, he was pretty well 25 years older where he should be. But Johnny Blaze, sort of a teenage, early 20s superstar of the macabre. So we're going to talk about Ghost Rider, not the original Western, but the Johnny Blaze character. And this one, stunt cyclist Johnny Blaze is son of Barton Blaze and Naomi Cale. He spent his early years at the Quentin Carnival, where his parents starred in a stunt show with Craig Crash Simpson. Johnny's mother walked out of Barton and Johnny and took the family's remaining two children, Barbara and Danny, with her. Losing her mother caused Johnny to repress memories of her and his siblings. When his father died in a stunt, Johnny was adopted by Crash and Mona Simpson. The Simpsons helped Johnny by fabricating his past with the hope that it would be less painful than the truth. Now believing that his real mother was Clara Blaze, who had died, Johnny became an enthusiastic member of the Simpson clan, growing closer to their daughter Roxanne, his stepsister. The two soon became inseparable, and as they grew older, their fondness for one another moved beyond familial. Now, Blaze would eventually join the Simpsons in their own traveling stunt show, the Crash Simpson Stunt Cycle Extravaganza. Crash had become a father figure for Blaze, and on learning of Crash's life-threatening cancer, Blaze turned to the occult. His studies led him to a spell which supposedly could summon Satan himself. Johnny was unaware that he had, in fact, summoned a big enemy of the Fantastic Four, Mephisto. Desperate to save Crash, Blaze sold him Mephisto in return for Crash's cancer to be cured. Now, Crash Simpson's cancer was cured, but he was subsequently killed in a stunt trying to jump over 22 cars. Mephisto, when confronted by Blaze over Crash's death, declared that he kept his end of the bargain. Johnny's exact words in the bargain had been for Crash to be spared of cancer, which was killing him, not for him to live. Blaze was saved by Roxanne when she proclaimed her love for Blaze, driving Mephisto away with the purity of her emotion. Now, Blaze was unaware that Mephisto had bonded him with the demon Zarathos as an act of revenge, and was transformed to a Ghost Rider, a leather-clad skeleton with a flaming head. While Johnny still had his soul, he was forced to punish the wicked and evil upon Mephisto's demands whenever needed. Whenever he was in the presence of evil, he would transform into the Ghost Rider to exact the devil's revenge, return the evil to hell. Yeah, it'd be hard in the Trump campaign, I know that. Now, Blaze was not completely lost in the transformation, however, and would also help the innocent when they were in danger. Now, as for the Ghost Rider, he encountered Damien Hellstrom. Johnny later came to work as a movie stuntman for Delancey Studios. As a Ghost Rider, he became a member of the short-lived Marvel team, the Champions, and eventually met Morbius the Living Vampire, the Man-Thing, and the Werewolf by Night. He eventually lost a motorcycle stunt riding championship to Flag Fargo, and later came to work as a stunt rider for the Quentin Carnival. Eventually, Zarathos would gain control of Johnny Blaze, and the Ghost Rider would become the spirit of Zarathos unleashed. Johnny himself was becoming stronger as well, and the conflicting personalities led to a battle over Blaze's physical body. Centurions appeared, trapping Blaze's soul in the soul crystal. Zarathos, weakened from the ordeal, used the last of his strength to shatter the crystal, freeing Blaze's soul and many others contained inside the crystal. Before it was reformed, Centaurus was absorbed in the crystal. Zarathos followed him in the crystal, freeing Blaze from the curse, restoring his soul, and ending his time as the Ghost Rider. For a while, Blaze became a drifter and then an adventurer. He eventually became the owner of the carnival. In time, he learned the existence of Daniel Ketch as the Ghost Rider. Believing the new Ghost Rider to be Zarathos, he traveled to New York City to kill him. Johnny eventually abducted Ketch and battled the Ghost Rider. Johnny became convinced that Ketch was not Zarathos and aided him against Blackout. Alongside the Ghost Rider and Spider-Man, Blaze then fought the Hobgoblin. He also helped Ghost Rider the X-Men battle the Brood Queen. Now, he later teamed up with the new Ghost Rider to form the Spirits of Vengeance. During this time, Blaze would again ride a bike with wheels of fire and would sling a hellfire-spitting pump gun. Their mentor Caretaker would later reveal that they were in fact brothers. In the team's first appearance, they battled Lilith and her son Lilin. Now, Ghost Rider was going quite good, a lot of crossovers. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it was getting kind of freaky because the Marvel horror, what do you call, universe in the 1970s had quite a bit of stuff. They had Son of Satan, they had Ghost Rider, they had Morbius the Living Vampire, you had Tomb of Dracula, you had Man Thing. But why everybody liked Johnny Blaze? Because he looked really, really cool. Now, late teens, early 20s, kind of a Robert Redford kind of look-alike. And if you look at the Ghost Rider comic books at the time, you would find a way to showcase the Ghost Rider in in kind of a Hell's Angels satanic side. Now, the original Ghost Rider came out of the last era of the 15-cent comic books. And, of course, he appeared in Marvel's Spotlight for a little while before he was given his own series. Now, the Ghost Rider covers are well known for being tremendously atmospheric. They made him a hero. And I think the big one when he teamed him with Spider-Man in a Marvel team-up, I think it was number 15 or 16. They're 1 to 20 cents. He is one of the first comics to come out. Now, the original Ghost Rider, basically some call the Phantom Rider, the mysterious Western hero. They elude that a little bit with the Sam Elliott character in the Ghost Rider series. Now, again, Phantom Rider or Ghost Rider is one of several Old West heroic gunfighter characters appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The character was originally called Ghost Rider, as renamed following the introduction of Marvel's motorcycle riding character of the same name. Now, again, he had his live-action debut as Sam Elliott. Now, the first Ghost Rider look was based on the Magazine Enterprises character Ghost Rider, Rex Fury, created for a publication in 1949. Now, all white with a white steed, quite interesting, and the writers including Gary Fredericks and Roy Thomas, it was kind of a horror-free version, sort of enacting vengeance. Now, the original creation, one of the original creators, Dick Ayers, said the character was conceived. Vin would come in and sit down and describe what he wanted in Ghost Rider. He told me to go see Disney's Sleepy Hollow Ichabod Crane, Headless Horseman, and he told me to play the Von Monroe record Ghost Riders in the Sky, and he started talking about what he wanted this guy wearing. So the Dick Ayers Fredericks Thomas version was quite good, but the alter egos, Carter Slade, Jamie Jacobs, Lincoln Slade, Reno Jones, Hamilton Slade, J.T. Slade, and Jamie Slade. He was human, but he was also a ghost. And he was affiliated with Hydra for a while, and also partners with Nick Fury, who was crossing over like crazy. His aliases including Galloping Ghost, Ghost Rider, Haunted Horseman, Who Rides the Night Winds, and Knight Rider. A great sharpshooter and horse, but his costume was a glowing effect. Carter Slade was the first one to wear it, of course. The white costume shows up. I saw Ghost Rider 3 because we used to trade comic books in my hometown of Gravel Hill, New Brunswick, but I knew that they were going to modernize it, and they made Johnny Blaze a combination of all these stunt people, a little bit of Evil Knievel, because at the time, like, motorcycle stunts were pretty huge, Wild World of Sports and different stuff. And I think Ghost Rider, one of the most inventive and underrated characters of the 1970s, because, good taken over by evil, but he overcomes evil by being evil, if that makes any sense. So Johnny Blaze, Nicolas Cage version is a 2.5-star movie. We're showing on CTV 2 in Canada this weekend. If you've seen that for the first time, because when he was announced, when my father heard he was announced as Ghost Rider, Dad said, "Are you kidding?" He said, "Well, who's going to play Satan?" Well, he said, "We're hearing Peter Fonda, or a version of Satan, or whatever." So it is what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's the comic book Johnny Blaze or the old Ghost Rider or whatever, it's a very interesting part in Marvel history because he stood behind his character for years, where there was no sales of the comic book, and he put him into Champions, and I think they had Hercules and a few like leftover Defenders and stuff like that, but it was quite interesting. So that's the story of Johnny Blaze as we know him, the second Ghost Rider, or what do you call the first one, a motorcycle. If you like what you're doing here with our Comics Vintage podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.